Kind of nice to have one like this.
I mean, hey, it was a great weekend, and Oregon State was on the schedule today. They had our full attention, and I thought our guys came out and played well, and it was nice to, to play well, and I didn't think maybe overall our energy in all stretches was great tonight, but sometimes that happens. But to do that and to put together an effort like that and be able to play a lot of guys, it was an encouraging sign.
How important is that to be able to play some guys that haven't gotten minutes over the last couple of weeks?
Well, hey, at the end of the day, I mean, obviously you'd love to, sit there and think you can, you have puppet strings on this whole thing and manipulate it how you want all the time, but this is not how it goes. So I want to play them all the time, but it's just not how it goes. And so tonight for them to get that opportunity, and then for them to play pretty well, I think for our young guys overall as a group, I think it's kind of the best they've performed, if you look across the board at all 4 or 5 young guys. So I'm happy with that because, they don't get a lot of opportunities and it's hard for them. Because that they want to be contributing players and great basketball players too, but sometimes the head coach has to make some tough decisions, and some guys are kind of don't get as many opportunities. So for them to play well shows me that they're handling it okay and they're hungry, and that's what I want.
How do you think Adama played tonight?
I thought Adama was good. Adama's a good player. I mean, I've always thought that and said that, and I thought he had a lot of opportunities early in the year, and and it was a little bit of a mixed bag of results. And the encouraging thing for me and what I said to Adama, was his first play today was an effort play. He got an offensive rebound, and then he hit a 3 after that. And I think that's what he has to understand. Like, he has to put more emphasis on doing all the other things, and then the shooting and the offensive stuff will come within the flow of the game when he gets his opportunities.
Obviously, another big win for you guys here tonight makes it 6 in a row. What do you feel like has been the keys for you guys on this stretch?
Well, I think it's the time of season where you want to really start growing your team, and I've been pretty mindful of that with our guys, and and we want to climb, and we want to get better, and so we've really been kind of emphasizing that in practice, and I've been on the guys, and I know what all the human nature obstacles can be in these situations in long seasons, and I told him, hey, a lot of time, and it happens for coaches too, you might get tired of coaching certain players, and players might get tired of hearing the coach's voice, but I said, let's not do that. I won't get tired of coaching you guys if you don't get tired of me coaching you, and let's stay locked in this together. And I think our guys have done a good job responding and have played really well.
A lot of this has started with the lineup change. Is that a coincidence?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not that smart. So I made the lineup change when I thought I had to, shake it up a little bit and maybe strengthen our bench a little bit was my main emphasis. And I'm really proud of Cedric for how he's responded. I think he's playing with great effort and energy. His numbers might not be crazy on a nightly basis, but I think he's really become like a kind of an energizer bunny for us. And that's been cool to watch. And I think Pella, is playing with as much confidence as he has all year. So. It seems to be working, and obviously we'll stick with it.
In the future, do you expect to continue with the 7-man rotation, or work 1 or 2 of these guys in on night?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the game dictates, what our energy is. We'll see what the fouls situation is. We'll see how the game plays out. I mean, I let the game play out in front of me and try to make decisions accordingly.
Talked about the defensive effort tonight and said how over the last 6 games it's been kind of a mind switch in terms of just more effort on that side of the ball. Do you see the same things?
Well, I hope so. Obviously we've been trying to coach it all year, and I think the guys have found themselves on a good groove defensively, and I think we got an ability to be a really good defensive team, and we have size so we can protect the rim. We have some versatility so we can throw different coverages at teams. We have some really good individual defenders, and you just got to put it together, and you got to make it mean something. And I think the guys are doing that right now.
Lewis's weekend.
It was great. I don't know, what do you have tonight? 19. I mean, it's the most quiet 19 I've ever seen. And he's just he's playing like a vet, and he understands where his opportunities are on the court, and he's doing a tremendous job. He's having a he's having an all-American type season, and I've coached those guys, and he's at that level, and he probably isn't getting the due he deserves, and our local media can probably help pub in that a little bit. I mean, I think this guy's a first-team All-American, and you have to convince me otherwise.
Why do you think he's not getting respect nationally? Yeah.
I mean, I think part of it is there's narratives created early in the year. There's other really good players. And sometimes those guys get the benefit of the doubt of being out in the lead, in the minds of people. So maybe that they have a good game here and there, but it reminds everybody, oh yeah, they're really good. Where Zoo's been as consistent as any big guy in the country. I mean, Zach Edey, I don't know, maybe, but any other big in the country, he's been as consistent as those guys on a nightly basis. And he's obviously his team's performing at a high level. So, it's you'd have to convince me that he's not a first team All-American.
First got to Arizona, did you think Joel should get to this level?
I mean, I was hopeful. I was hopeful. I mean, I'm never going to put limitations on a player, and so just to watch his growth, as a person and a player, and kind of him flourish in this system has been really cool.
A time or two this year. Your thoughts on the polls? You guys continue to slowly climb, and does it matter?
Don't matter to me. I mean, not a bit. I mean, I'm locked in. We got to go to the Bay Area next week, at Cal, at Stanford. Obviously, 2 games. You don't ever take anything for granted on the road, and Stanford seems to be playing extremely well right now, and so we're going in. We're guns loaded.
You took Azuolas out, I think, with almost 14 minutes left still. Did you feel like him more than anybody needed some rest? I mean, did you know he was done for the day?
I mean, I wanted to play other guys. I mean, I'm sure Zoo could have played 10 more minutes had he wanted to. He's in great shape.
Well, I wonder with the 7-man rotation, if that, you get in a situation like that, if the more pressure, or not pressure, but just maybe more likely you would go deep right away into the bench and take advantage of that.
I mean, I don't know. That's a convoluted question, and I don't have a clear answer. I mean, he was fine, and we had a big lead. I had some other guys I needed to play, and Zoo and Kerr came up to me at halftime and told me they were fine not playing anymore. Because they wanted their teammates to play because they're great teammates. And I told them I'm going to do that because we need to keep our rhythm and keep growing our team. And, and there's no disrespecting any opponent. And, hey, I mean, I'm sitting there as a head coach thinking Oregon State can come out on a 10-0 run if we don't have our stuff together. So I didn't have any intentions of resting Zoo any extra or anything like that tonight.
How's Umar? He had tape on his wrist and his pinky. Has he got sprains or anything?
I mean, I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a trainer. He looks fine to me. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, he looks fine to me, and he's having a great season.
Thanks, Coach.